Hello, everyone. Hope you're well and doing good. Summer's started, new light, new season. Like anything else, we also probably are turning new leaves. Um, maybe at the beginning, it may not look like we are turning new leaves. It all may look like we're in a situation that is all painful. But then that is part of evolution. Sometimes pain is part of what encourages us to move and become something else and do something else, change our situations. Often we don't do anything as long as there's no pain. For example, if you're sitting down on a chair for a long time, you won't move until your butt starts hurting. And that is a sign to get off your ass and go and do something else rather than sitting there. Now, of course, I'm being a bit funny, but you know that in life, we all tend to get used to what we are doing and how we are living. And anything contrary to what we are used to may result or make us feel a certain uneasiness or pain in some situations, especially if that comes to be something to do with something that we really valued, whether right or wrong, what we valued, and has to do with relationship, of course. I was honored today by receiving a letter from um, someone who happened to be probably watching our programs. And I think there was no name on it, but it was his subscription said something like simple something. And I don't want to go on further because I want to keep it private for him if he wishes that to be private. But I know that he probably realizes that this video is for him. I'm dedicating this video for this wonderful person who cared enough to want to change his situation and ask for help. And this is the first step toward recovering from a situation, whatever that situation may be. When we fall down on the ground, when we are a kid or when we're adult, the first thing we may say is ouch, or we may feel a pain. And that is the feeling, the fact that we said something is the first step to do something about it. So don't let your ouch or cry for help to go to waste by not following what sequences we need to follow in order to change our situation. So asking for help or saying ouch is good, but not good enough to change our situation. It just means we are wise enough and intelligent enough to know that we are in a place where we don't want to be. And that is a very good news because many people don't even realize that until they're totally lost. It's like when you're navigating through an ocean with your little boat, a rowing boat or a motorboat. And the sooner you realize that you're lost, the sooner and the more time you have before you run out of your nutrition and your stuff that you're carrying with you, your food and so on, to turn back or change course and change directions and look for remedy, look for a shore, look for somewhere that is safer and better for you to row or to move forward. So I'm very happy and grateful that you did write me an email and give me an opportunity to share with you what I know. As you all know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician, and I'm not a psychologist. I'm just one simple soul who has gone through this life and been blessed with some ways to be able to make sense out of some hard things. Maybe analyze things. Maybe I can make things a little bit more understandable or digestible, or analyze it in a way for you that you can see the light through it and understand how powerful you are far beyond your imagination and realize your true self power and what you're blessed with, and go on and enjoy this short life that we have. And I stress short life because before you know it, all these pain and all this time and all the childhood and all the things that we went through is gone. So really there is no sense of us trying to make this short life shorter by talking nonsense about I want to kill myself. Why? What's the reason to kill yourself? What for? We're all gonna die someday anyhow. So why should we make it shorter? It doesn't make sense. We are here on this earth to learn something, to experience something, in my opinion. Because there's not much other sense I can make out of it, but the truth for me is that after so long of contemplation and learning and researching and reading and trying to figure out and comparing lives and situations and happenings and bad or good and all that, I've come to conclusion that we are all here in this life to help the universe and the energy and the logic of existence and the fact that there is an organism, intelligence in this universe, to help it to become wiser and more experienced and learn more through the experiences that we go through in our short life. And we gather all that energy and experience and knowledge and wisdom and know-how, and we take it with us when we pass and physically pass, and we take it with us back to the source, to the energy, to the universe. And in that way, universe learns and through our experiences and becomes wiser and sharper and helps to correct certain things, and perhaps for the betterness of the future generations, our children, and the existence of human species and the universal existence as a whole. So, if you think of it, we each have a very sensitive and important mission and role in this life. It is not like our life belongs to ourselves only, and so therefore I'm going to terminate it whenever the hell I want, when things get tough, when things are not sweet for me anymore, when I can't have my tea, or when I can't have my millions, or when I can't have the house that I wanted, or when I can't do this or have this, or when I can't have the woman I want. None of these may not seem like it, but none of these may not at a personal level feel like it, but none of these are important enough compared to our duties to the existence and teaching ability and sharing of the wisdom and experiences that it is bestowed upon us for the existence of the universe. None of them are more important than our role and mission to bring more wisdom to this universe through our experiences in our life and things that we experience. Now, sorry, I need to shut this down so I can get to you without the interruption of the things that computer systems create. Now, so if you notice that your mission and duty and value and worth is much more and far more than you think you're valuable, due to the fact that you only think your life is about what you experience and what pain you endure and what successes you achieve in life, versus the reality of it, that the effect of all these that you go through in life influences the actuality and the worth and wisdom and value and intelligence of the universe as a whole. So if we can focus on that a little bit, then we can understand that every bit that we happen to go through or have to deal with is part of that experience that we're supposed to go through and experience and learn from it and deal with it and know how to deal with it and come out of that hard situation that we feel is devastating to us now, in order to be able to take that knowledge with us and share with the other species and human beings that are around us, and more importantly, take it with us as a bundle of information and treasure of knowledge and experience and know-how when we eventually pass. But all this knowledge is not waiting for us to pass to be shared with the universe. It is, as we go through it, does evolve and change the intelligence and know-how and experience and knowledge of the energy of the universe as a whole. So while you're going through this hardship, be sure, be certain that by you finding the way to deal with what your situation is right now, you are at the same time changing the value and knowledge and expertise and wisdom and intelligence of the energy of the universe and intelligence of the universe as a whole, which helps to make this life a little bit better. It is not that everything that we go through has no effect on the universe and on the rest of the human beings. In fact, how we deal with things does make the others and us as a human being packed as a whole stronger or weaker. So if every one of us at the sight of trouble and hardship and disaster end up taking our lives, or sit on a corner and cry, or feel that we are helpless and we cannot make changes in our situations, then we are making the rest of the human beings and rest of the people who are in sufferings and troubles weaker. But if we know how to deal with it and come out and strongly step forward, walk forward and advance and make changes, as little as they may be, bit by bit, day by day, moment by moment, smallest that it could be, we will bring more strength to the whole energy as a whole, which is constantly going through, passing and flowing through the universe and touches everybody else around the world who may be in trouble and needs that power. Every one of us is affected by certain things, but every one of us must know that we are connected to the whole. So the way we treat our problems, the way we come out of the situations, is actually helpful to someone else, somewhere else, because the energy that we produce from this triumphant moment resonates through the rest of the world, and they all feel it. Just as what you are feeling right now, just as what you are hearing from me right now. Because I dealt with my situations, which was probably helped by the energy of the universe, which helped me to be able to have enough power and wisdom to learn, to research, and be able to strive strongly forward and bit by bit go through hardships, whatever it may be, and become stronger and use the energy that people who went through problems before me extended and changed the universe to, and me, myself, through my experiences, be able to affect the energy of the universe again a little bit better and advance it forward more. And you have the same duty. So the problem that you're facing right now is not your problem. It's a problem that we all are looking forward for you to resolve it, to solve it. Because we are all dependent on how you deal with your situation. So we and many millions of others who, if they're not in trouble now, will be in trouble someday in some level, are looking forward and depending on how you and me and this and that and him and her are dealing with their problems on a daily basis, so we can all keep feeding energy more positive energy and know-how and expertise, and extend it outward into the universe, so when it's needed for the others around, they can be touched by it. The energy that receives to them, flows through them, has the key to help them, has enough substance, wisdom with it to help them to feel and deal how better go through their situations and resolve their situations. It may sound a little bit heavy to you, but this is how it is. We're all made out of energy. What you feel right now is a bad energy. So it's all about energy. So what you need to do is to change that energy in order to get out of this hellhole that you think it is. Which is really, by the way, it's not that critical. It may seem very critical because it is a situation that you're used to. It was your comfort zone. It is the value system that we have built from our childhood. We're supposed to grow up and get married and have children and have this cocoon, have this secured and protected family, and that defines happiness, and that defines us as men because we seem to be successful. Everybody wants to feel successful. Everybody wants to be a winner. And every time they come up with a problem, they think they're a loser. How so simply can you feel a loser by a simple stumbling block of some kind, or big stumbling block of some kind in front of you? You can't constantly think about a problem equal me being a loser. A problem is a problem, has nothing to do with you as a person or character feeling devaluated or a loser. Now, these are things that you should make it clear for yourself. Let me prove to you why you're not a loser, why you're a winner, why you're valuable. Why? Because every time we think about throwing something out, first we find no value for it, and then we pick it up, we throw it in the trash can. Have you ever thrown anything valuable? Have you ever thrown anything out that you thought it's valuable? No. You always throw something that you feel is not valuable. It has no value. So you throw it out. You think it's garbage. So the first thing you need to understand is that you are valuable. You are not garbage to throw yourself out or to kill yourself or think that you're worthy of not being here. We need you. You are valuable, and nothing of value should ever be thrown out to garbage or to waste or to become non-existence. And why do you think, and how do you think I can prove to you that you're a winner and you're valuable? First of all, you're valuable because you're here. If you were not valuable, the universe with all this intelligence would not have brought you here. You're here for purpose, to help solve certain tough, difficult situations, like the one you're in. If it was simple, it wouldn't be given to you. Obviously, the universe thinks that you can handle it, and it's your task to get through with it and find a way out of it and gain experience. That's number one reason. Number two reason is the most apparent thing. Look, every time that a human being, a man and a woman, make love for procreation like your parents did, and we're talking a bit of a science here, so don't get offended. It's medical talk. So every time that a man and a woman make love for procreation, there's, I don't know, over 300 million sperms that are produced, if not more. 3 billion, I don't know, quite a bit. Out of all that hundreds of millions of sperms, only one succeeds, the others die. You were that one. So you were, and all of us who are in this world, we're already born as winners because we won over 300 million other possible lives, and we are the one here. So we must be the winner to begin with. We can never consider ourselves a loser. Once you're a winner, you're never a loser, no matter what happens to your life. So for that reason, that means we are valuable. So if we are valuable, we just said, never ever we throw out anything valuable. First, it has to be of no value to deserve to go into the garbage. So if we prove that we are value, which we just did to begin with, then the talk of killing ourselves and suicide and all these nonsense should never come to our mind, because we have other missions to complete. We are here for a purpose. The ones who are not here or shouldn't be here are not here. So the ones who are here, which are us, we're supposed to be here. We're not supposed to disappear before our time. And our time is not in your hand and in our hand. Our time is in the hand of time, the universe. As we have been born and into existence, there will be a time when we are supposed to leave and share our experiences with the source. But that's not the time. That's not up to us. And we're not supposed to encourage that. We're supposed to encourage solutions for problems that we see, that we meet and face with in our lives. So, as a valuable and responsible person as you and every one of us are, and the fact that your existence, your knowledge, your experiences, and the ways that you can do and solve things is necessary and needed for existence of all of us, well, how can you even think about what you've been thinking? The fact that your wife has separated from you is not a big deal. All of us have gone through this. And here I am sitting with you and talking. This is part of life. If you look at some of the tapes that I've made, like about marriage, the very first two that I made, divorce or separation is part of marriage and relationship. It's not separate from them. So once you get to know someone, you should also expect someday you may not be together. It's part of that whole sequence of relationship. And once you get married, you should also be prepared for divorce someday, because that's the next step to marriage. So nothing is forever. If our own life and our whole universe, I mean, not the whole universe, the whole experience that we have in this life, in this form, is not permanent, then how could the simple things in it to be expected to be permanent? It's just unreasonable. So knowing that, you should not be shocked that her mind is changed, or a relationship is severed, they're not together anymore. It's okay. You're still, both of you, alive, can see how the other one is improving their lives and coping with lives, and see your child, how he or she develops and advances in life. These are all the things that we live for. We're not supposed to be living for what we can get and makes us feel happy. We're also supposed to feel and live for somebody else, like our children, or another cause, or to better the life of the others, or to volunteer and help with other people's situations, or gain experience and help the universe become wiser. We all have things that we're supposed to do and we're supposed to offer to life. It's not about happiness, it's not about how we feel only on a personal level that moment. Maybe we don't feel that great that moment, but eventually that experience will lead to better days and better ways of handling things that may appear and come in our way in the future. So, my friend, don't lose hope. The fact that you feel pain is because you have lost something that you were used to. If you look at some of the videos that I've made for you, like the two videos, that one of them is I think it's like, you'll be fine, I'll prove it to you. That's how its ending is. You'll be fine, I'll prove it to you. Watch that one. Also, how we feel when we get depressed. There are these two. I think maybe you go by the number. You can find these two have had more than 900 viewers, so that's how you can recognize which ones I'm talking about. Watch those and you will realize that it is not about how we personally feel about a situation. It's about how we handle a situation that makes us happy and proud and more valuable and stronger. Because situations come and go, and we got to learn from them, from each of them, something. If they're supposed to stay forever, you won't learn much because everything becomes routine. And from routine, you don't really learn much, because whatever you've learned has been up to the part that it became a routine. And after that, there's no advancement. You just keep got to do the same thing. So you have an opportunity now to turn loose and move on into a next stage of life, an opportunity to meet others and learn other things and experience other things, which is great, wonderful. But the fact that you've been used to a certain situation and now you feel you identified your worth with her and with what it was and how it was. And that's why now you think you're worthless, which is totally BS. It's not true. Your value is even becoming more as you go through these experiences. So ponder on these two videos, please, for me, and then you will have a little bit better understanding how you can feel and how you should feel. This, I don't want it to become too long a video, otherwise you may lose interest to listen to the rest of it. But for now, there was a email I sent for you, which I hope that you have received it and you have read it. But remember, everything will change as the whole universe and its molecules and atoms of everything existing is constantly changing. Even though if we may not realize, we are changing at this very moment. Doesn't matter if we realize or see things with our own eyes, but things are constantly evolving. And just because we can't see a destination that we may be seeking for, it doesn't mean that that destination doesn't exist. We may have a hill in front of us and we can't see what's behind the hill, but there is no reason not to think that there's an oasis on the other side of the hill. So with the knowledge and faith and happiness and belief that such a thing exists, we must strive forward. Not to say just because I can't see it, therefore it's not there, therefore I'm not going to go forward, I'm going to stay here. So I have a boat in the ocean and I can't see the shore, so I'm stopped rowing. So I'll never get to the shore. Isn't that true? So you must constantly twig your compass and direction toward the right, correct direction and horizon where you think your destination is, and keep moving, keep rowing. And then you will get eventually close enough to see what you couldn't see and thought it doesn't exist, because it does exist. So better situations and better life and future, better future does exist. You're just so far away from it right now that you think you can't see it, therefore it doesn't exist. You keep going forward, walk forward, strong strides, and you will eventually get close enough and you will see them. I lost you right now. There we go. So you keep walking forward, strong strides, until you get close enough so you can see what cannot be visible now because you're so far away from it. But it does exist. So keep going. It's like anything else, and it's like what I explained to into the email for you. You know, when you start cooking, you put all the good ingredients in the pot, but it's still not a good ready-to-eat food. You got to put it on the stove and put the heat on. And then time. The ingredients in the pot, the heat and time. Same thing. You got to keep doing the right things every day. All the little positive things that you can find, all things that can add value to you, things that are good and helpful, Whether it's taking a shower and clean yourself, wear good clothes and go take a walk, or go a little bit of a fast walk, or a little bit of run, or take your soccer ball in front of you, or whatever you like, and be engaged with it a little bit and create that good emotion, a light exercise. Or sit with a friend and have coffee, or if you don't have friends, just go where other people are walking and absorb the good energy of all other people, all the other species, all the things that are happening around you. All of that is the ingredients to make things change. But then you got to keep doing these things, because just like that ingredients in the pot, you need the time and the heat. So keep doing these things continuously, over and over, every day, and things will begin to change before you know it, and you may not notice it for a while, but they're changing. I assure you, we all have gone through things, and we all have come out of it with flying colors, even though it didn't look like. It looked like shit for a long time. We all cried. It's not unique to you, and it's good to cry. It's fine. It's an emotion. It's not a significant, it's not a signifying, it's not a sign or signifying a state of our worth when we cry. It's just the fact that we're crying. But because you're crying, that doesn't mean that the loss that you've had or the situation that you don't have is really so devastating and supposed to be really, really bad. And you should be really sad for it. No, crying is an emotion. It's a reaction to what you're going through. And it's great. It's not an affirmation for you to be in such a bad situation that, you know, it's unbearable. No, it's just an emotion. And it's great. It's like laughter. There's a good energy in crying, good release, makes you feel good. So, don't be so hard on yourself. You're no God. I'm no God. Nobody's a God. So we go through this life with all its package, good and bad. It comes and goes. It's not all supposed to be good. I wish it was, but it's not. So when it's bad, you're not supposed to think, oh, wow, well, this is now the end of the world. No. That too will pass. And we'll keep walking. On a journey to a certain destination, we pass by the side of many things. Could be garbage, could be poo, could be trees, could be strawberries, could be flowers, could be disaster, could be all kind of, but we will pass, and that will pass, because the life continues, journey continues, and you should continue strides, and you will get to a wonderful, nice oasis, which you expect it to bring you happiness, tranquility, love, and contentment. Until then, you keep doing all the little things. Be with positive people, don't do negative stuff, and continue every little positive things that you can find that brings value and adds value to you. And I assure you, you will feel much better. But you gotta do things, you gotta take steps to get somewhere. If you just sit there and sulk, you'll never change it, the situation. But if you keep walking and finding new positive things to make yourself feel valuable and accomplished, that you did something that day, every little bit helps and changes your mood, and therefore you will feel much better about yourself, and the whole life changes. All big things changes by lots of little things. So keep doing all those little good things every day, and I assure you, you will see the light, and you will see, hey, that wasn't a big deal. I'm glad that I went through it. And everything will look just great. I assure you. Just keep walking forward like we all did. And you will be fine. Talk to you soon, and have a wonderful day. Let me know how things are. Bye for now.